right. Hello
Hi.
and welcome to another exciting episode of the D&D podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rungren.
We got some stuff to talk about tonight. We're talking boons and epic rewards.
For rewards. Yeah, this is all straight out of the DM's guide. It's not out of any of the expanded stuff. So if you have the base books, this will be in there, or somebody's dealing with it. Um, we were dealing with three categories, right?
Yep.
We've got boons. Is it titles? Land and titles? Is that under one?
That's under marks of prestige.
Marks of prestige.
So
yeah.
it's supernatural gifts, marks of prestige, and boon.
Yeah, and obviously, as these are kind of they're presented in the book, kind of like, hey, this is stuff that as a DM you can give out and hand out.
Right. I do.
Uh,
but I'm
also,
alive.
right? But also, it's a good thing for the players to know because it could give, like becoming a landowner might be a thing for your player.
Yeah.
I want a title. Maybe that's part of, hey, you're in poverty now, but at one time your family had that title.
Right.
Part of your story's going to be back.
We've talked before about how you don't have to make your character's goal like the biggest thing ever. It can be a small goal, and your character still get wrapped up into the big adventure.
Yeah.
So maybe your character just wants to make something of themselves, and that something could be just, hey, I'm a duke now.
Yeah.
I've made it.
Well, I think it's kind of funny you bring that up because I think in the past, I'm thinking now back to the past two campaigns, every character had their own small comparatively to their positions,
Right.
smaller goals, and then of course a larger goal.
I think smaller goals are great, and I think the biggest goal is great. There's a character in the manga and anime Soul Eater whose name is Black Star, and his whole goal is like, I want to be the guy. I want to be the best. I want everybody to know my name. I want to be better than literally everyone else, including God. Everyone will know me. And as a character on a TTRPG, that's a really cool goal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be literally everyone's hero.
Yeah. But so we've had several enough stuff. I want to build a good wall on some land.
Yep.
And keep my loved ones behind it.
Yep. Absolutely.
They kind of arrange for that, or like getting a title back, or maybe it is you want some supernatural gift bestowed upon you. You want something, you feel you deserve something bigger than that. But these kind of go, and just like the feats that we went over, there's going to be some that don't fit every campaign. There's some that's going to be good in every campaign, especially when we get into the boons, and probably the supernatural gifts too. Now I think about it, but not and some are going to be weaker than others. It's just the way it goes. But the first starting off, you said was supernatural gifts.
Supernatural gifts, and these are broken into blessings and charms. As a DM, you would give these out from a god or godlike being normally, though you can do whatever you want with them, really.
Right.
But the first blessing here, they give a couple of ideas for like, hey, maybe somebody restores a shrine, or maybe they rescue priests, or we had a bad stutter there on the internet. Maybe we got another storm coming in tonight, so we'll see how that goes. Or it's maybe you help somebody with their quest. Maybe you helped a paladin or something,
Mm-hmm.
But the first one is a blessing of health, which is just your con goes up to a maximum of 22.
Which is never a bad thing.
Right.
The only way that's like, is if you have a constitution of 22 or higher already.
Yeah.
How you randomly get that.
My camera has decided it no longer wants to work, so that's fun.
Yeah. We'll just stare at your blurry face.
Yeah. Let me try this real quick, and if no dice, then we'll just leave it be. Nope.
I got real big on my screen for a second. Scared the hell out.
No, we're stuck like this. Okay.
Oh man.
Let's just continue.
All right.
We have the birth of a
So,
new tray. There we go.
back up. Read that last. Read that last sentence again.
The Blessing of Health. Your Constitution score increases by 2 up to a maximum of 22.
Right.
Just, hey, yeah. Why not?
Yeah. And yeah, it's going to kind of sound strange because there's no. You're kind of waiting for a caveat, like, okay, well, how does this happen?
Right.
Well, the little old lady who was hungry, who you gave food to, was actually, the goddess of mercy,
Right.
or that, that, yeah. If you're playing in a Greek campaign, I don't know, Ares saw you help one of his soldiers, something like that, and he decided to make you tougher.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's, yes, you do need to be careful with this because you can obviously break the game,
Very
uh,
quickly.
jacking up everybody's scores. Just remember to catch that on the DM side.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to put stuff out there that hurts them, and give a challenge back. But
for sure.
that's just nice. I mean, there's nobody that doesn't want that.
Yeah. The next one is the Blessing of Protection. You gain a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws.
Once again, a nice little blessing to have. Um,
Since they can't see me, I'm gonna put a picture of my cat over.
okay, yeah, because you're kind of blurry up on my screen up there, and I keep looking up, and you look like like a guy that they show on an FBI documentary.
Right.
Just 'cause they don't have a good picture of him.
Here are my cats. To cover me. That'll that'll be something nice for people to look at least. Uh, but yeah, after that, I mean, again, Blessing of Protection, very very good. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Just hey,
Yeah.
it's harder to kill you now.
Yeah, and like I said, these are all just acts because like we're still under blessings. These are just stuff that you're as a DM you decide that a character has maybe a character has you've watched as a DM watch a character grow.
Right.
Maybe they went from one kind to another, or maybe they take up a new faith.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of different ways you can hand it out.
Absolutely. The next one is the Blessing of Magic Resistance, which is advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's great.
I'll take 2. Please.
And
Yeah.
unlike class features that make it where like paladins get advantage against spells targeted them, or
Yes.
you can get equipment that allows you to have that as well. This is just saving throws against all spells. That includes Fireball, by the way. So
Yeah. Yeah. Anything magical.
Yeah.
That's what we already gave the caveat. You got to be careful with these, but that's that's why you really want a special event.
Yeah.
To give these out, because they shouldn't. Don't make these cheap.
Yeah, I agree. Next up is the Blessing of Understanding. Your wisdom score increases by 2 up to a maximum of 22.
Yep.
Thanks. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, that may not be good. May not be the best thing. It's not a bad thing at all, especially
Right.
for saves. Because if you're getting 2 points, and you're definitely getting another point, uh, for your attribute to roll to add in.
That's right.
But it may not be the best thing for all characters. The first 3 you went through, there's not a character class or that you could play that wouldn't want that.
Right.
This one, maybe not.
Give that to the
Maybe
barbarian. They'll be a little
Yeah.
frustrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this next one, the Blessing of Valhalla, this blessing grants you the power to summon spirit warriors as if you'd blown a silver horn of Valhalla. Once you
Yeah.
use this blessing, you can't use it again until 7 days have passed. Be blessed.
Yes.
Summon
Yes.
summon spirit warriors.
Yeah, that was just awesome. Do you have you're on D&D Beyond? Yes.
Yes.
Not sponsored, just really a good tool.
If only.
And I will forever, say that I really kind of did them wrong at the beginning.
Right.
They made me a believer. Really quickly. Can you hover over the spell there?
Yes, it's 2d4 plus 2 warrior spirits from Valhalla appear within 60 feet of you. They use the stats of a berserker, and they return to Valhalla after an hour or when they drop to 0 hit points.
Hmm.
Very good.
Yeah, immediately I think of Diablo 3 and the
Yep.
rah. You can get the Warriors 3.
Yep.
No, that's classic. That's great.
The next one is the Blessing of Weapon Enhancement. One non-magical weapon in your possession becomes a +1 weapon whenever you wield it.
Now this one
Cool.
is cool, but obviously
Kind
this
of
one,
useless.
it if you get it third, this is maybe one you hand out at third level.
Yeah.
Maybe even second, or it is a blessing that each of your players gets at the end of your first session,
Yeah.
right before they go to level 2. So now they have them, something like that. I wouldn't do that with any of the other ones you've written,
Right. Yeah.
that we've talked about so far, but with that one, that's a safe one because once you got to about fifth level, you probably no,
Yeah.
it's not going to really do anything.
It's nice to be able to have, like, if you have light hammers that you throw or like javelins and you already have like a +3 weapon, to be able
Yeah,
to have a +1 version of that. That's cool.
fair. Yeah,
But that's really, once, like you said, once you get to a high enough level, it's like, hey, why would I?
yeah, you kind of specialized with so
This final blessing, and again, you can make your own blessings following wondrous items, things like that. Any of those you can just remake into blessings. But this final blessing is the blessing of wound closure, which just
mm,
gives you the benefits of a parry of wound
yeah,
closure without having to attune to it. Which is that while you're wearing the pendant, you stabilize whenever you're dying at the start of your turn. In addition,
yeah.
whenever you roll a hit die to regain hit points, you double the number of hit points.
Oh, that cracks me up. There's a situation that could
Nice.
lead to that. It hasn't happened, but I would love for it to happen.
Yeah.
I won't you die.
I imagine that on a half orc
Yeah.
barbarian.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I am very badly burned.
Gonna keep getting up.
Yeah.
Next up is
Oh,
charms. And these are a little bit different because they are minor compared to the major, but they give you things that in some ways are like way more useful. Uh
I want to say before you read these
yeah.
off, I think this is in the wrong section of DM's guide
Yeah.
because they have a thick thing on oh, I want to aggravate your players, tricks and trinkets, and there's no saves against tricks.
Right.
People don't know that. Is it not a magical? No, there's not. I think these
Just
should
a
be
trick.
this should be in there
I agree.
um, with those. But go ahead.
So the big thing that balances them out is some of them, like most of them, have uses. You have a certain number of times you can use the charms. But the first one here is the charm of animal conjuring. It allows you to cast conjure animals at third level as an action, and after used 3 times, it vanishes. That's very good to have in your pocket.
Okay, at third level, what are you pulling in?
So
What
at
level? What's your
third
CR?
level, you're pulling in anything from challenge rating 2 or lower at 1, 2 of 1 or lower, 4 of half or lower, and 8 of fourth or lower.
Oh man,
And they're all Fey.
ew, that's handy.
Just get that for free.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The next one's the charm of dark vision. It allows you to cast dark vision as an action, no components required, and after 3 times, the charm goes away.
Hmm.
Pretty good.
Handy little charm. Handy little charm.
The next one is potentially game changing. I almost said potentially game changing.
I thought you were
Uh,
going to potato. I was like, oh, this is gonna be interesting.
the charm of feather falling. It grants you the benefits of feather fall, of the ring of feather falling,
Mm-hmm.
which lasts for 10 days, after which it vanishes.
Don't fall at an inopportune time, but you got a few days, or I'll be jumping off stuff.
Hey, Dark. Yeah. I lagged so hard that I stopped moving and froze on stream, so my cat's here now.
Yeah.
They're gonna get more views than I ever would anyway. Let's be honest. Uh, but no, like imagine you're rolling through. You have forgotten as a DM that you gave them this, and then somebody
Oh,
falls off a cliff, and you're like, yeah, they're dead. There's nothing they can do. They failed to save. They're done. And they go, I'm gonna activate my charm of feather falling. It's like,
oh,
come on.
okay. All right, fine, fine.
You got me. Ventriloquism. It'd be incredible if I could. Look, they're my familiars now.
That'd be awesome.
If only your familiar could talk for you, man. I guess like if you got a parrot as a familiar,
Yeah,
that'd be it.
maybe.
This
Maybe.
next charm is okay. It's the charm of heroism. It allows you to have the benefit of a potion of heroism as an action, but it only works once. You
Yeah,
get 10 temporary hit points for an hour, and you're under the effect of the bless spell, basically.
yeah. Most of these are stuff that like when you're getting to that 5 to 8 range. These would be really, really, really handy.
Yeah,
You get
absolutely.
and these are really good. Obviously, that's kind of I think that's the area they're targeting with these
Yeah,
because they become toys at 10th or 12th.
right.
Most of them.
This one, I think, is one of the stronger ones that you can hold on to for a while. It's the Charm of Steration. It has 6 charges, and you can use an action to expend the charges. 4 charges let you use Greater Restoration, and 2 charges let you use Lesser Restoration. And once all the charges have been expended, it vanishes. It's a free Greater Restoration.
Yeah, that's a powerful, powerful, powerful spell.
Wolf Familiar would be pretty cool. The next one is cool, but also like, why'd you do this? This is such a jerk move in a lot of ways. The Charm of
Okay.
the Slayer. One sword in your possession becomes a Dragon Slayer or Giant Slayer, which is the DM's choice, for the next 9 days. And after that, the effect fades and it just returns to being a regular weapon. Not one use, just 9 days.
See, here's where I use that as a DM. I've got a 1-on-1 uh, game to run. Somebody just wants to try it. Yeah, I want to run a Jack and the Giant Slayer thing from first
Yes.
level.
Yes.
So somebody gives them this charm from the village, breaks it, and they got 9 days to hunt the giant.
Yeah, that'd be a cool way to use it.
Yeah,
The last
but
charm.
I do
Oh, go ahead.
understand what you're saying, though. I do understand what you're saying.
I'm just imagining like how many days has it been? My sword's only a Dragon Slayer for like 2 more days. Can we just get to the dragon already? Come on, guys.
It's like that feather fall talking. Oh, no. It's going to take you 11 days to walk along the edge of this mountain.
Right. Now we're
So
going through the
move on.
caves instead.
Right?
The Charm of Vitality is the last one. It allows you to give yourself the benefit of Potion of Vitality. And once you do, the charm fades. Again, Potion of Vitality removes any exhaustion and cures any disease or poison affecting you. And you
Yeah.
regain the maximum number of hit points for any hit die you spend, which is very good.
Yes. It's a full restore.
Yep. Maximum tomato. Let's go. That's such a dumb reference. I'm sorry. I'm going to blame that on the medication. Uh,
Oh my gosh.
Next up, the Marks of Prestige.
Yes. Yes. Marks of
Uh,
prestige.
These are really cool because these again can be a lot more like role play. I mean, the charms can too, and
Yes.
the boons, the
Yeah.
blessings, depending on how you use them. But these really feel like they make a big difference for your character.
Yeah.
And the first one of these is the letter of recommendation. Given the guide specifically says when gold's in short supply, you can instead give them a letter of recommendation instead of a monetary payment. But the real benefit of this is you can add a name to it, right? You can say this is a letter of recommendation to this person, or you can leave it blank and say, hey, this is like kind of like a marker from John Wick, right? Like this is
Right.
a thing you can turn in when you need it to be able to get something that you need.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got a get out of jail free card or something like that. Or it's a good way to your players. These players haven't been able to get into this one area of the castle they need to go.
Yeah,
It's invitation only, and this is the key to getting in. They go get something else.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's very cool.
Yeah.
But it also, I mean, you can also do some really weird and kind of mean spirited stuff with it where you have the letter of recommendation written by like a duke or minor lordling, and then while the adventurers are out partying, while they're out adventuring, the duke or the
partying.
lordling loses
Or
his position.
partying.
Or partying. And then the letter's worthless now,
Yeah. 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 See, I would do that, but then I'd have to change the campaign because I know some of my players be like, "Well, we got to get him back his position."
That's right. That's right.
This
This
is not
letter needs
right.
to be worth something.
I like this guy.
Next up are medals. Again, you can use them as awards. You can use them as
Mhm.
charms. You can use them as blessings. But the big benefit is that then the character has something that they can just pull out and go, "Hey, yeah, you see this? You see this?"
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Right. And it, I'd say as a DM, if you give your players a medal and then you don't have NPCs comment on it if the player wears it or be affected by it, if it doesn't change the way your NPCs treat them,
Yeah.
depending on the NPC, of course, then I think that you kind of messed up because that's the whole point of giving them to players.
Well, that's what it's going to be with this little section that we're going through, though. Really, as a DM, you're going to have to
Yeah.
remember that they have, either been distinguished or some form of set apart.
Yeah,
With either the writ or the medal.
for sure. Next up is the Parcel of Land, which, as we talked about earlier, it's, hey, you gave them land.
Yeah,
It's
you
great.
know, yeah. That can be, like I said, that could be a driving goal, for a character. You
Absolutely.
know, uh, and really anything we've gone over can be, but this, is something that could be. I don't know. I don't know. I want to say realistic. We're playing a tabletop game with dragons and stuff,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, it could be maybe a reachable goal for a low level character.
Well, and I know some people will say, well, why would my character want land? Well, maybe your character doesn't want land. Maybe your character wants the benefit of owning land. Maybe your character wants the passive gold that comes from being a renter. Or maybe your character wants to run a farm so that you can come back and you pay the people to run the farm, but when you come back, you get all the produce and all the stuff that you want. Maybe you just want to set up a
Yeah.
tavern and run a tavern.
Maybe it's the one thing your family never had.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, there's many good ways to approach it. And we're as it is a lot of stuff. We'll hit on the ones that come to our mind
Right.
and throw out. But there's many ways to approach it. And once again, this is not like, hey, this is a 15th level character that's got ridiculous amount of gold and it's bought land.
Right.
Everybody's going to know that somehow they earned this land.
That's right.
That this is this was no that was given to them by the duke, the king, the queen, the lady.
Right. Land is prestige.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
This next one might have people thinking some kind of way in the chat, but special favors.
Yeah.
It's literally just a hey, an IOU from this person.
This is actually what this is, and this is classically what a boon would be.
Yeah.
A lord or lady would offer you a boon, and it's a big deal.
Yes.
Lord or lady offer you a boon. That means you could call on them at any time, to return the favor,
Right.
and they could not refuse.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this is not. I think naming is not always a strong suit. Sometimes naming things
Right.
isn't always a strong suit for some people.
I don't
So,
know that I would have called it a special favor.
oh my,
This next one's a little interesting too. Special rights.
yeah.
And it's the same thing, basically. In a way, it's hey, you're allowed to do this thing that other people aren't allowed to do because you have the right to do it.
Well, this would be one like if I were to run a Strixhaven
Yeah,
campaign, this would be one.
right,
You meet certain requirements. Once you've met those requirements, then you get access.
right.
Or then or access or whatever it is. More money, bigger allowance, other rights.
No,
It's an
these
issue.
aren't feats, Dark. These are epic rewards. This is a thing that I think a lot of people forget about as things that they can reward their players with. Another way that you might look at this with special rights is like I'm trying to think of a good. I guess John Wick is the one that comes to mind again. If you have the gold coin, you have access to all of the high tables services. So
Yeah.
you are part of that group, and everybody knows it as soon as you show that.
And it could go down, or it could be you were a POW, right?
Right,
You've been captured by the army. They've had you for a number of years, and it kind of turns out that maybe you kind of agree with them more.
right,
You earn their trust, and you become a guard.
yes,
You now have rights. You now have better food, better sleeping condition, better
Right.
equipment, and things like that. So it can go. This one, this can go on just about any level
Oh yeah,
uh, of gameplay.
for sure. Can a familiar become cursed? I mean, I
Yes,
guess, yeah. I don't see why not.
but once you dismiss it, it's okay.
Right.
It would be. It's kind of a pointless curse. Now, um, you could become cursed so that when you call a familiar,
Right. The magic has been affected.
the magic has been affected. So it wouldn't be the familiar that's cursed. Um, that's one of the reasons why familiars are so handy
Yeah.
in D&D 5e. Even if they just had the help action alone, they can do more than that. But uh, yeah, something like that happens to it, you
Right.
dismiss it, and then you call it again, and
They
it will be yeah.
they do stay until they die, but you can dismiss them whenever you want as well and resummon them.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, just real quick, that was thunder, so the storm is here. So if the internet goes out, uh, the stream will end before it's supposed to. But we'll see. Could you
All right.
make your familiar a werewolf? Lycanthropy is a curse, but would
It
it
is.
stay a werewolf when you summoned it?
I don't know. I don't know that.
'Cause familiar can't
I
be a
would dig in that a
humanoid
little bit
either.
because the familiar is a fae,
Right.
and I don't know how the curse would affect a fae creature.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I don't know if you're coming to me if you're coming to me with stats and numbers on this with the big werewolf and saying no, it's just gonna be my familiar, probably not. If you're coming to me, it's gonna be like no, it's just like the Tasmanian devil. That's all I want. It's just gonna be
Yeah.
little. It's a familiar. It just and it gets real and it turns into looks different on a full moon night. Then yeah, if it's a cosmetic thing, I've got no problem with it.
Right. I'm double checking on that now, Dark. I believe in 5e, werewolves are not fey. They are shape changers from
I think
forest
they're
and
on.
hill environments. They're not from.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they have a different category. They have, I think they may get. No, they don't have a weakness to iron.
No,
Okay,
silver.
just silver. Okay. So
So our next reward are strongholds. This is where things
yeah,
get really fun.
yeah,
As you give your players a stronghold, and not only do they get a cool thing they can play around with, but they also get a base. They get all the people that are in the stronghold to be able to interact
yes.
with. It is a big reward for your players when they get a stronghold.
hmm It is, and it's a really cool thing, uh, especially if you can play it up.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
and honestly, the thing is, it doesn't have to be played up that much.
Right.
Um, just enough to where it's kind of like if the players have a home or a base, it's the same. In this way, it's the same way. I think one thing to keep in mind if you're doing it this route though is one, people are going to know that this fort stronghold was given you know
Right.
to you or to the player by somebody really important. But it'll be the talk of the town, so to speak.
Yes.
But man, there's so much you can do with that too. It can come under attack now. That's another thing the players got to worry about.
Yep.
They're gonna, get NPCs and have them do stuff and not want them to die.
That's right. You gotta keep them safe.
Yes,
No, to
that's very cool.
clarify, in 5e, your familiars do not grow; they stay smaller. The Drake Warden make it a werewolf. Specifically in 5e, your familiars are things like owls, ferrets, ravens, dogs, cats.
Yeah, yeah. Squid, octopus.
Right. The next one, we have two more of these for Marks of Prestige. And the
Okay.
next are titles, which we mentioned a little bit earlier, but like, hey, maybe
Mm,
now you're a duke. Now you're a
yeah.
lord.
which is this is the stronghold thing, exponentially.
Yes, and the Parcel of Land.
Yes, exactly.
You own it all.
Now once again, see this is like this would be almost like like an end game character. Like this is the goal of the character. When the character gets this title, probably done
Yeah,
adventuring.
for sure.
You know, there could be arguments made on all the other ones, but yeah, this is a huge deal.
Yeah. It's really fun. It's really cool. You get to be a duke or an earl. Then you can
Yeah.
be the Duke of Earl.
Duke,
Um
Duke, Earl.
this last mark of prestige is training. It's special training that you can get instead of a regular board.
Yeah,
And these are pretty cool. Like proficiency in a skill, a feat, or even inspiration daily at dawn for 1d4 plus 6 days.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
strong.
I think this is one at the end. It's like okay, for maybe not the best role players in the world. This is like practical stuff
Yeah.
that you can hand out. If this is like not under the Boons fits, not under any kind of supernatural gifts or charms. Or of course you could easily hand out any one of those you just mentioned as a gift
Yeah,
or boon or anything
absolutely.
like that. But yeah, I think this is a practical application
Right.
at the end after winning because like I said, it's going to be the ones we talked about, all the ones before this. You're gonna have to remember this makes an effect in this world.
Right.
It's gonna
Absolutely.
be, and as a DM, make a note if you got to write it at the start of your session every time. Do it. Um, this kind of gives it okay. This is on the player. You
Right.
remember you got that okay.
Just
So
to
those are
to
really
hit
cool.
to hit on the chat questions here. I don't believe any type of dragon can be affected by a lycanthropy curse, but I believe they're immune to curses, natively. Not sure, but I can double check that. But I also think that a gnoll werewolf would not exist because it would be a were gnoll.
I don't know. If you want to take the Drake, if you're willing to give up the flying for to compromise something else, I'd almost give the Drake stats for like a warg
Yeah,
for a
for sure.
ranger, this big beastly wolf with it.
Yeah.
But
Can you imagine a gnoll that's half wolf? I think it would just be like it's already half human, half gnoll. So like, what does it
wouldn't it just
become?
hyena,
Yeah,
a shaggy
it's
hyena with?
it's a
I don't
were-eater.
even know.
So
God,
from there we get into epic boons, which are kind of different. They're that's more thunder. Just head up. They're
yeah,
very very strong, and they're available only to 20 level characters unless you choose to give them early. But I would not.
yeah. The yes and no. Uh, like I said, these are. I think these are attended because they don't have 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 going up those last 5 levels.
Right.
I think, and I think it may even give some rules in there. I'm not looking at them about like how you could do if you're doing experience when they get the experience.
Yeah, one epic boon for each character for every 30,000 XP above 355,000.
Yes, on that. So there's a little more. There's a little more definite, and I think you'll see why as we go through this list because there's some really interesting stuff on here.
The first one is the Boon of Combat Prowess. When you miss with a melee weapon attack, you can choose to hit instead. Once you use this boon, you can't use it again until you finish a short rest.
Short rest.
Just hey, yeah, every fight, if I miss a hit, I'm gonna hit with it instead for the first
Yeah.
time.
Oh, no joke. Did that hit? No. Yes, it did. Oh shit. Okay.
Very good.
Well, it is. Yes, it's very, very good.
Just bam. This one is maybe my favorite one on the list, which is the Boon of Dimensional Travel. As an action, you can cast Misty Step without using a spell slot or any components. Once you do so,
Yeah.
you can't use this boon again until you finish a short rest. Why I love this is because if you have the feat Fey Touch that lets you cast Misty Step anyway, and you have the spell Misty Step. You can just Misty Step around the battlefield.
Yeah.
Just doot, 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 doot. It's like playing an
Oh,
Eladrin all
man.
over again. Great. The Boon of Fate is next. When another creature that you can see within 60 feet of you makes an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw, you roll a d10 and apply the result as a bonus or penalty to the roll. Once you use this boon, you can't use it again to finish a short rest.
Golly. A D10.
Yep.
I've always wanted to play with proficiency dice, but nobody to play with proficiency dice with me.
Yeah.
Man, that's like the ultimate. What is it? Guidance.
Yeah, it is.
Right there.
Super
D4, you just roll a
guidance.
D10. Yes. I'm just gonna add 10 to that. I can't imagine having a halfway decent roll on a 20. Right?
Yeah.
That's not gonna make and having that 10 to back it up.
Would you allow somebody to use this boon and Bardic Inspiration to boost a roll?
I think I would.
Yeah.
I think I would.
I would too, because it doesn't
I
say
think
use this as an action. It just says you do it.
yeah, just as you do it. Not only that, there is to me that's kind of two different sources.
Yeah.
I think I'd let that stack.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, they're two different things. And especially if somebody's already cast guidance, you can theoretically get 14 plus a d6. Oh, wait, Bardic Inspiration goes up to a d8, doesn't it? Or d10?
I don't remember anybody going
It might
past
still
a
just be
D8.
a d8. So 12.
A D10, a D8, and a D4.
Yeah. That's 22 added to a
22.
roll at max.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
that'll work.
The next one's the Boon of Fortitude. Your hit point maximum increases by 40.
That's yeah,
40 more HP. Yeah.
yeah.
Difference
That can
between
get you
life
through
and
a
death.
fireball. I can
Yep.
get you through a fireball.
The next
Even full
one-
damage.
Oh, for sure. The next one's the Boon of High Magic. You gain 1 9th level spell slot, provided that you already have one. Yeah, you're not proficient. Now you are. Plus 22.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just the
Look,
ability
look.
to have wish.
No. Yeah, look.
Oh, I only
I
had
want-
1 9th level spell, and I used it on counter spell. Oh, but now I have 2.
I wish for another spell slot. The oh man, 2
You get
9th
one
level
tomorrow.
spell slots.
That's pretty
I'm
good.
right now. Look, I don't deal with 9th level spells a lot. But I'm just thinking of what you could do because that means bam one turn, bam the next.
Yep.
And I'm trying to think if you can pull that off. I don't know anything statistic wise in the book that would stand a chance.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
if
mean,
you do
realistically-
if you have wish. I mean, even if you don't have wish,
Right.
just bam, bam, we can do back. But if you have wish, you got wish, then a backup. If your
For
wish
sure.
doesn't go right,
And I think people forget too, because obviously the list of 9th level spells is not huge, but it's decent. But I think another thing people forget is that upscaling a lower level spell to 9th level makes it do an incredible amount of damage. A 9th level blight, or a 9th level fireball, or a 9th level moonbeam, even like that's a crazy amount of dice you're rolling.
yeah, or just to be a jerk, 2 9th level oh shoot, magic missiles.
Yep.
Just no, these automatically hit. You know,
Yeah,
if you know it doesn't have
all of them.
no it doesn't have shield.
But a 9th level prestidigitation, yeah. I'm gonna clean the entire world. Let me help you out, Wally. Next up, that's another dumb reference. Boon of Immortality is next. You just stop aging. You're immune to any
Mhm.
effect that would age you, and you can't die from old age. And if you really want to be a jerk, give this to the monk after he can't die
Yeah,
of old age.
or the what is it, the druid as well, 20th level druid. Now,
But it's cool for other people.
this one I feel like I said, I think this is an end game one.
Yeah.
You know, like a character, I don't know, just takes over the throne,
Yeah.
right? And they bring peace to it. And this is the blessing that a paladin say takes over a throne,
Right.
and this is a blessing that their god gives them.
Right. And then next campaign, they're the villain because the immortality has driven them mad.
Because they've lived long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next is the boon Invincibility. When you take damage from any source, you can reduce that damage to 0. Once you use this boon, you can't finish it again, or you can't use it again till you finish a short rest.
This is so barbarian.
Yep.
Loves it, or like a half orc. Yeah, half orc barbarian. I did not take that damage.
Right.
The
axe is in my chest, and it didn't hurt me at all.
Yeah. Let me flex my muscles and pop it out.
Next up is the best named boon, the Boon of Irresistible Offense. You can bypass the damage resistance of any creature whenever you want. There's no limit to this. Resistances don't matter to you anymore.
Resistance is futile.
It's very good.
Thank you.
The Boon of Luck is next. You can add a 10 roll to any ability check, attack roll, or saving throw you make. Once you use it, you can't use it again until short rest.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. I'll take it. Wow.
And it's the Boon of Magic Resistance. You have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Yeah. Yeah. Just once again, like the gift.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of these could be given out as a supernatural gift as well. But
right.
Yeah, God, that's just something, a note you need to take as a DM.
Yeah. Dark. The Boon of Irrefutable. Irresistible Offense does not specify, so it does not matter. Just resistance is no longer efficient. You destroy them no matter what you're doing.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it is.
The Boon of Peerless Aim is pretty cool. You can give yourself a plus 20 bonus to a ranged attack roll you make. Can't use it again until you finish a short rest.
Well, I just want one. I want one character with that and sharpshooter.
Yep.
I just want to do that once. I guess I'll take the negative on this attack roll.
Boom. Next up is the Boon of Perfect Health. You're immune to all diseases and poisons, and you have advantage on Constitution saving throws.
I'd take that in a heartbeat. Oh, hey.
Not? Oh, Storm's hitting you now.
Yeah.
We'll see how long this show gets to go.
Excellent. I may cut out.
Next up is the Boon of Planar Travel. When you gain this boon, choose a plane of existence other than the material plane. You can now use an action to catch the plane shift spell with no spell slot or components required, targeting yourself only, and travel to chosen plane or from that plane back to the material plane till you short rest.
Oh gosh, just how sick that is ridiculous.
Yep. It may only work for you, but
if you're playing a selfish character, where were you?
Right.
Resting.
We're about to get arrested.
In the plane of my choice.
See you later. Selfish character. A mage. Speaking of mages, the Boon of Casting. Choose one of your spells of 1st through 3rd level that has a casting time of 1 action. That spell casting time is now 1 bonus action for you.
Oh man, there was a blip in your voice at just the wrong time. Could you say the name of that boon again, please?
The Boon of Quick Casting.
Yeah. So I thought we were at, but it sounded like the Boon of Casting.
Oh yeah,
because it cut out real quick. It just cut out like the part. I was like, oh, that's not in there. Of quick casting. Okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
This is good. The ability to just like, hey, my 3rd level summon animals or whatever that spell's called. I now get to do that as a bonus action. Conjure animals. That's it.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
The rule still applies for can cast 2 spells.
Yep.
You can cast a spell and cantrip.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it a cantrip.
Right.
The Boon of Recovery is next. You can use a bonus action to regain a number of hit points equal to half your hit point maximum. Once you use this boon, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
Yeah.
It's second wind, but half your HP now.
Yes.
Very good.
It is. Man, yeah. Why not? I'm gonna let my hit points go down a bit further.
Yeah, just
I'll get it back next time. Don't worry about it.
The Boon of Resilience is next. You have Cat is losing his mind. He just it's not important. He knocked over a bunch of stuff. I'll pick it up later. If only that stuff had the Boon of Resilience, which would make it resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical weapons.
This is a good one, and this would probably get overlooked on that page if you hand it to somebody and was like, "Hey," but this is really really good one. I mean, you're halving the damage of a lot of what you're going to take, and especially fight. Well, even for a mage,
For sure.
if the melee antagonists get too close to you, as they say, taking half damage. Yeah.
Very good. Speaking of good, though, the Boon of Skill proficiency. You gain proficiency in all skills. Just all of them. You're proficient in everything.
I don't even know what to say about that. That's just like, what?
What does the party need? I got it. I'm here. I'm good.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
This one's so weird. The Boon of Speed. Your walking speed increases by 30 feet. In addition, you can use bonus action, take the dash or disengage action. Once you do so, you can't do so again until you finish a short rest. Rogues can do that for free. But why are we putting a limit on that for this boon?
Wait, and then you got but the 30 feet though.
The 30 feet's very good. Don't get me wrong. It just
you can, if you have this boon, I've seen the numbers. There's a boon and a combo you can do with a monk.
With mobile?
Yes, with mobile and something else to where it's just I can't even remember the number. It's a stupid. It's as bad as the helper cannon thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely stupid. I mean, I think it's like 1,035.
Teleports across battlefield.
Basically, I mean, golly.
Nothing personnel, kid. 50 feet movement. Yeah, you can really buff those. Those are rookie numbers. Get those. The Boon of Spell Mastery is next. Choose one first level sorcerer, warlock, or wizard spell that you can cast. You can now cast that spell at its lowest level without expending a spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's just a nice
Free
one.
now.
Yeah.
You can fly at the same speed. That's nice. Now, again, to reference what we said a minute ago, what River brought up, this does not turn that first level spell into a cantrip. Please don't forget that. Just because you can cast it for free.
Yeah.
It's still a first level spell. The Boon of Spirit Recall. I'm sorry, I've read that wrong. This medicine's starting to wear off. The Boon of Spell Recall. You can cast any spell you know or have prepared without expending a spell slot. Once you do so, you can't use this boon again until you finish a long rest. It's any spell.
No.
It's a 9th level spell. Don't need a spell slot. Just cast it. I know it. I'm a wizard. I have 5 9th level spells in my book. I can just cast them.
Ugh.
Any spell like Wish, yes.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah, very, very good.
Next up is the Boon of the Fire Soul. You have immunity to fire damage. You can also cast Burning Hands with a save of DC 15 at will without using a spell slot or any components, which is cool because you don't have a lot of... I agree. You don't have a lot of at-will stuff in 5e. At-wills were like 4th edition. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, the closest thing you come to it is having a reaction.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, except there's just a very few things. The only actual free or at-will thing is speaking, isn't it?
Yep. It's a free action.
Okay. Now I'm thinking about it.
I also kind of wish that they had just said Boon of the Elemental Soul and you got to choose the element. I mean, obviously you can do that anyway, but it would help new DMs to know. Cast Wish to give you more spell slots, and then cast Wish to fill all spell slots, and then do it all over again. Tons of 9th level spell slots in a day that way. I mean, careful what boons you give.
Yeah.
The Boon of the Night Spirit is next. While completely in an area of dim light or darkness, you can become invisible as an action. You remain invisible until you take an action or a reaction.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
An action or a reaction.
Yep. I'm just invisible now.
An action or a reaction. Why does it skip over bonus action?
I don't know. I'm guessing. 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 I they mean to include all three, but the rule says action reaction.
Okay.
Maybe because they don't want you to be able to like get discovered for using bonus action, cunning action.
Or rage.
Yeah, just I'm in a
Something like
rage
that.
now, but I'm still invisible. As a bonus
That's
action, I'm
terrifying.
gonna activate my divine smite, and I'm still invisible. And, yeah. Boon of the Stormborn is next. You have immunity to lightning and thunder damage. You can also cast Thunder Wave with a save of DC 15 at will without using a spell slot or any components.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
I like that. I like that one. That one has,
Also,
I don't know.
YouTube
Go ahead.
comment section. I know that divine smite that doesn't work that way. I know. I was just trying to. I was trying to make a joke. If you want to tell me in the comment section, you can. But I do know.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the points of these. These are really supposed to be over 20th level.
Right.
These are taking places for every 30,000 experience. These are taking places of the levels, the
Yeah.
extra levels that they don't have any rules for in 5e yet. I'm sure they're coming.
Oh yeah. And this is the kind of stuff that your characters might need when they fight stuff that's at 20th level.
Yeah.
There's some crazy stuff there.
Well, yeah, if you're fighting at 20th level and you've got CR 30, 32 creatures, but it can still be a challenge.
Yeah.
Even as powerful as all these sound.
Next is the Boon of the Unfettered. You have advantage on ability checks made to resist being grappled. In addition, you can use an action to automatically escape a grapple or free yourself of restraints of any kind.
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
I don't know if I hold this one quite, and maybe not thinking through it enough. I don't know if I hold this one quite as high as like this is something to get after.
Yeah, I would probably give
level
this as a
20.
reward for like a good prison break or something.
Yeah.
Like, hey, now your character's learned how to get out of restraints. You'll have advantage to resist being grappled.
Right.
This next one is very good. It's the Boon of True Sight. You have True Sight out to a range of 60 feet.
That's always excellent.
Yep. True Sight's great.
Yes. It is.
Wonderful thing to have. Always fun when your DM gives that. Speaking from experience. Next is the Boon of... Oh, just for clarification, if anybody doesn't know how good True Sight is, just a reminder, True Sight is out to a specific range. You can see normal magical darkness, invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions, and succeed on saving throws against them. And you perceive the original form of shape changers or creatures that have been transformed by magic. And you can see into the ethereal plane. All out to 60 feet.
Yeah.
Boom. Great. And the last boon is the Boon of Undetectability. You gain a +10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks, and you can't be detected or targeted by divination magic, including scrying sensors.
Whew. That's I don't know, when you get into scrying and stuff, I think that's very, very campaign specific.
Yeah, it is.
If you have a high if you're playing like a dark elf, like playing a true drow campaign, and you're all drow, and all the political, intrigue and all that would be, oh man, that would be powerful.
Yeah.
But if you're just a dumb barbarian living on a tribe, it may not be.
Probably don't care that you're being scryed on, or maybe you do, and you want to go kill the mage. Who knows?
Right. I don't know. That's true.
You're a barbarian.
Why does the
you probably don't
barbarian
like
keep
that.
lifting up his loincloth every once in a while and staring off to the west? I don't understand.
But yeah,
He's looking at
those are our epic rewards. There's a lot of cool stuff, other rewards, as some would call them. There's a lot of cool stuff in here, stuff that I think too often gets forgotten.
Yeah.
Because it's just, well, the reward this time is treasure, or the reward this time is your level. And those things are good, but this stuff is cool,
Yeah, it just adds a little another dimension of the game. You have and something a little more unique about that character.
Right.
You can always add some of the stuff we talked about tonight is obviously just flavor, really.
Right.
How the world's going to react to the character, and some of it's practical. in the use in combat or in other situations. Uh, be careful what you give out. Make sure you're not breaking your own campaign as a DM. Uh, keep we brought up months. Keep the spell casting rules in mind if anything comes like this as a player.
Because some people will try to pull it and go, well, I
Yeah.
can cast it free, so it's double casting now. I cast 2 spells the same turn. Nope. You do that if you're a sorcerer and you twin cast it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Which technically you're actually just casting once
Right.
because you split. Yeah. I don't know. No 2 castings. None. You gotta
Hard
wait
and
your next
fast
turn and cast
rule.
that spell. Yeah, because that can get out of hand real quick.
Oh, yeah. Cast grease and then cast fireball. I know, comment section, that's not how it works. I know. I'm just trying to use examples. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If I can.
Yeah, no, it's
I want to cast haste
stuff.
on the barbarian and slow on the enemy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What?
There's a reason you can't do that.
That's the
There's the
reason why.
reason haste doesn't give you the ability to cast more spells.
Yeah. Right. Well, you got to concentrate on both those. Of course, you had 2 casters in the group. Oh man, one with haste, one with slow. You're gonna
That's
figure
right.
some stuff out at the DM.
Some fun stuff going on then. Suddenly everybody's rolling really
Oh.
well to avoid slow. Go, I don't know. But Joe, yeah, that's our other rewards. And we've got more stuff to talk about next week. Stuff to talk about Tuesday. We got a lot to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Lot to Why did I say a lot to go?
I don't know. I'm trying to catch it. We don't have much to go tonight. We just kind of finished. Actually, hold on. Let me help.
Thank you. That'll get me back in the mindset of it. Yeah, no, we got a lot to come in the coming weeks. On the channel, so please look forward to all that.
Yeah. Are you gonna be? You got your 40K stuff for Tuesday? Yeah.
I should hopefully have some stuff
Okay.
good. I worked on a
Okay.
little bit of stuff earlier when I got up and had some food, so
Good. I do have a movie to talk about.
nice.
So I actually got to watch a movie this
Nice.
week and everything. And then the studio, I know it's blurred out except for the thing that cost worth more than I am. The that's probably why it's standing out.
Yeah.
The this whole wall on my right side is gonna become a green screen. Like I don't know what's gonna happen with that. So I have a
Yeah.
busy week. Hopefully try to make it back over here for Thursday
That's the
and
plan.
see how that works out.
And maybe we won't have to worry about me freezing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a song Sunday at 3. A song will be out on Rumble and now YouTube.
Nice.
So both going up there, so you can find them. Yeah, go find my music there.
Post that link real quick. As usual, I'll post a link to my favorite song.
All right.
Haven't listened to it yet. You should. Very good.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate it.
we'll be back next week. Got stuff coming up. And I don't know how I'm going to finish the sentence. So instead, I'm just going to say thanks for coming to the show. Until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
And we've been the Full Spectrum D&D podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that D&D has to offer.